everyone! Today we're going to be crocheting this really simple elf on the shelf apron with a little working pocket and some cute little beads for flair. Don't forget to check the links in the description for my other elf on the shelf crochet accessories like these adorable little oven mitts. And for this I am working with some size 3 lightweight cotton yarn, and this is by the Casey brand yarn. I'm also using a size F or 5 or 3 3/4 of a millimeter crochet hook. And you have the option of putting some little wooden beads on your apron if you would like to. The main thing is you just want to make sure it has a pretty wide hole to slide your chain stitches through. And we're going to attach our yarn to our crochet hook using a slip knot. And then we want to chain 9. Once you have your 9 chains in place, we're going to turn our work in this direction. We're going to skip our first little chain, and in the back loop only, which is the loop furthest away from you when you're looking at your stitch, and that second chain's back loop, we're going to place a single crochet and then 1 single crochet in the back loop only of each stitch in our row, going all the way down for a total of 8 single crochets. And when you go to place your last single crochet, you have the option of starting to crochet over your starting tail by just lining it up with that little loop there and working right over it like it's part of your stitch. From here, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Again, I'm going to bring that starting tail with me to this next row. From here, we're going to skip our turning chain and diving right into that first single crochet, we're going to start to place 1 single crochet in each stitch in our row, again for a total of 8 single crochet stitches. And when you get to the end of your row, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. And from here, we are just going to repeat our last row over and over until we have a total of 22 rows of single crochet stitches. Remember, each row should have a total of 8 single crochet stitches, and try not to tighten down too much on your stitches when you're working these. We really want the crochet head to determine the size of the stitch, not us tightening down on it. Once you have your 22 rows, your little apron should look something like this. You're going to place 1 chain stitch at the end of your row as a turning chain and then turn your work. From here, we're going to single crochet 2 together in all of the stitches in this row. So to do that, you're going to insert your crochet hook up underneath your first stitch, then yarn over and pull up through. Then up underneath your second stitch, yarn over and pull up through. And then you're going to yarn over and drop all 3 loops. We're just going to repeat that process, single crocheting 2 together across our row so that we have a total of 4 single crochet stitches here instead of 8. From here, we're going to start to crochet down the side of our apron until we get about halfway. And the way I like to do this so that it's even is I place 1 single crochet right here in this sort of end piece off of my stitch. So right here I place a single crochet, and then I place 1 right here in the gap. So here, 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 like this. Go ahead and start to place your single crochet stitches until you get to roughly the halfway point on your apron. And once you've made it to roughly the halfway point, then go ahead and fold your little apron bottom up like this, and this is how we're going to create our pocket. So from here, just go ahead and line up your rows like this so that you're working in like stitches, and we're going to place joining single crochet stitches. So basically just inserting our crochet hook on both sides here of our fold and then placing a single crochet. After you place your first single crochet, go ahead and chain 30. Once you have your 30 chains in place, we're going to turn our work, skip our first chain here, and in the back loop only of our second chain, we're going to place a slip stitch. Then we're going to place one slip stitch in the back loop only of each of our chains until we make it back to our apron base. And once you make it back down to the base of your apron, we're just going to continue to place our joining single crochet stitches. And once you've made it down to the bottom of your apron, we're just going to place one single crochet stitch for each of our single crochet stitches here. So for me, I'm going to work in these horizontal lines, but if you folded this a little bit different, you might be working in these vertical loops instead. But either way, you just want to try to find one loop in sort of a row representing each of the single crochet stitches along the bottom here. And once you've worked across the bottom of your little pocket, just go ahead and realign your stitches so that they create a nice even line with your stitches. So what I mean is you don't want to accidentally crochet it like this because that looks kind of wonky. So we're going to crochet it like this. From here, go ahead and place your joining single crochets going up this edge to finish off your pocket. And before you place your last joining single crochet for your pocket, go ahead and chain 30 to create the tie on this side. And once you have these 30 chains in place, we're going to skip our first chain, and in the back loop only of our next chain, we're going to place a slip stitch. Then we're just going to place one slip stitch in the back loop only of each stitch, going down our little chain rope until we make it back to our apron. And once you've made it back down to the base of your apron, then we're just going to place our final joining single crochet stitch. And from here, we're just going to repeat the steps that we did on this side. So we're just going to place our little single crochet stitches up this edge. And when you make it up to the top of your apron, we're going to single crochet 2 together in this first 2 stitches of the top of our apron. And then we are going to chain 18. Once you have your 18 chains in place, I'm going to show you in a second how to attach the bead. So I'm going to show you how to finish this off without beads first. So you're just going to single crochet 2 together in the last 2 stitches of this row, like this. And then you're just going to cut and tie off your yarn. So that's kind of what it would look like without the beads. And if you want to attach the beads, then we're going to go ahead and cut our yarn. You want to leave about a foot of tail here. And we're not going to tie off our yarn. Instead, pull out a long loop with your crochet hook and then remove your crochet hook. So now we're going to use a small yarn needle. Make sure this goes through your bead all the way before you do this. And then you're just going to take your little fold of your loop here and we're going to push this through your yarn needle. And this is where if you have a needle threader, it can be really helpful. So once you've pulled your loop through your yarn needle, then we're just going to go ahead and thread our beads. And you're just going to push them down your chains. It helps to pull your little tail out. From here, you can remove your loop from your yarn needle and then reinsert your crochet hook. So now that you have your beads on your little apron here, then what we're going to do is just single crochet 2 together in the last 2 stitches of our row. So right next to where we just left off. Then we want to place a slip stitch in our next stitch. From here, we're just going to tie off our yarn by pulling it through our loop. And I like to hide my tail on the back side of my apron. And once you're done hiding your tails, then your little apron should look something like this, and you're ready to use this on your elf. And don't forget to check the links in the description for my other crochet elf on the shelf patterns and tutorials. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to crochet with me, and I hope you have a wonderful, awesome day.